Hello everyone, welcome to the PhotoBiz MasterClass. My name is Jeremy Hyler, I'm the Creative Director for PhotoBiz. Today we're going to be looking at Marketing Part 1, Design and Branding. So let's jump right in. So first thing I want to know is, have you ever marketed your business before? What was the experience like? What did you do to go into thinking about marketing your business? Did you research others? Did you see what your peers were doing? What worked? What didn't work? I want to know about that. I want you to think about those situations. Like when you were pushing out your marketing, what did you do? Did you spread it thin and go to multiple different social media outlets? Did you create email campaigns through something? Did you use some type of e-blast to try to connect with people? Did you use something, like print method? What are the ways that you've marketed your business before, and which ones yield the best results? Or did they even yield any results? So we're going to talk about some things that you can do with the PhotoBiz platform today that can help your business. So here's some challenges with marketing. The challenges with marketing come down to a few points. Sometimes it's tools and resources. Maybe you don't have enough, or you're having to connect with multiple pieces to make one thing happen. One thing I really like about the PhotoBiz platform is you have access to all these tools in an all-in-one location. Email marketing, forms, your CRM, your blog tool, your store, and even your website are all connected to one location. So you're not having to spread thin and have multiple keys to log into other places to check to see if this campaign's working or see if this is working. Did this connect to here to there? So having those tools and resources all located in one point makes it a lot easier for you to, manage your time wisely and also be able to see how things are connecting. Are people going through your website to get to things? Are you able to send email marketing campaigns? Are you tagging things properly through your forms so you can connect them to your CRM? Having tools and resources available for you is a challenge for some people. We try to make it as easy as possible. There's other tools that you can use out there that can, even make it more robust, especially like connecting to social media channels and things like that. But try to think about what's most important for you when you're creating some type of marketing campaign. Time and tools are a huge piece of that. And then knowing your audience. Knowing what type of audience that you're trying to connect with is the biggest thing that you need to understand about your marketing campaign in general. Where are they? Where does your audience live? Who is your audience, first of all, and where do they live? Are they on social media? What channels of social media? What are your demographics? If you're trying to play to like parents and you're a senior photographer, a few years ago, people would say just do everything on Facebook. But as time goes on, things trend a little bit differently now on Instagram. So you're starting to see families and parents go over there. And then those younger audiences are trending on different other social media platforms now, such as TikTok and things like that. So knowing where your audience is at and playing to those audiences so they can see your content is how you generate buzz about who you are. You want people to be able to connect with you, so you need to go where they are. Don't tell people that aren't interested in your services, You wouldn't want to be on Twitter trying to promote your services for photography if they're not there. Same thing if they're on LinkedIn. If you're not like a headshot or a professional photographer for corporate headshots or anything like that, why are you trying to advertise your services there for like seniors or weddings? It might not do as strong as if you were on Facebook or on Instagram. So understanding your social media, which one is best for you, is the main thing you need to understand, and how those play with your audiences. You want to make sure that you're connecting to the right people. Not having a strategy at all is a bigger thing too. A lot of people just kind of roll into it thinking that they can just, see what happens. Well, that's fine, I guess. But not having a strategy means you're not going to know what works. You're having a plan going in with like some type of framework of what you want to be able to do, how you want to connect with your customers, and what you're trying to offer them, and going, repeatedly down the line. That's something you have to be able to know, so you can always constantly, change your marketing style, or at least know what's the most effective. If something works, it works. If it starts to wane, you know when to pivot. and change your strategy to make it more effective. And knowing when to maybe not target certain audiences. Those are things that you have to understand. And strategy comes a long way, and you need to have kind of a guide to go with. So think about planning far out. I try to plan our own personal campaigns for PhotoBiz at least 6 months to a year in advance, knowing what we want to do for the year. So having a strategy in place is really, really helpful. And then the biggest other challenge is time. Not having enough time to work and then pivot to doing stuff for a website, pivoting to doing stuff for social media and so forth. Time is a huge challenge for marketing. If you don't have anyone else assisting you, it can be really hard knowing when you're supposed to do things. Luckily, there are tools out there that you can, use as resources, such as, setting up drafts for things like through Facebook Creator Studio. You can plan things and schedule things in advance with there. And then there's other tools out there you could do as well, such as Buffer and If This Then That, where they'll connect to multiple social media channels at once, and you can schedule when they come out. Some will cost money, but at that time, what's most important for you at that point? Your time being spent setting up these things constantly, or just doing it? So think about those things that you're looking for when you're trying to build your marketing campaigns. Do you have enough tools? Do you know who your audience is? Which social media channels are they on? Do you have a strategy? And is time pressing for you? So what we're going to do in part 1, we're going to build a marketing campaign with our marketing tool built in to the PhotoBiz platform. We're going to create the email marketing campaign. We're going to set up your pop-up banners. We're going to set up your sticky banners as well. And those are going to be really effective because they live actually on the website, and they do different things for different types of audiences. And I'll kind of explain them when we get there. And then we'll talk about promoting on social media and how you can effectively drive audiences over to you versus driving them elsewhere. A lot of people get stuck in this idea that they just should promote on social media and that's where everything should live. No, you should always link back to your website somehow to get people there so there's less distractions. So we're going to start building with the marketing tool. And let's just jump into some ideas. So we're going to work on that strategy portion first. So let's create a plan. What you'll need when you're building with the email marketing tool for PhotoBiz, you'll need your logo. You'll need some best photos. Any Photoshop skills that you have are a plus because you can design these things and just kind of plug them in. If you've ever seen a really nice fancy email come through your email, you're like, wow, how do they do that? Well, most of it's Photoshop or some type of, skill work like that. So think of those tools that you might need to build your email to make it as beautiful as possible. And of course, you're going to need words. You need to tell them what you want to say or do with your marketing idea. What do you want this email to effectively do? That's what you need to figure out. So create your plan, have all these resources ready for you, and then we'll start building the email. Plan out a promotional idea of what you want it to do. What is its focus of the email? Again, what is your intent? Do you want them to purchase something? Do you want them to sign up? Do you want them to know about an event coming up? Do you want them to know about a prior event that you did? How are you engaging with these people? And who are these people? Who is the audience that you're trying to target? There's the idea that you think everyone deserves to see this email. Well, maybe not everyone wants to see that email. Maybe they're the wrong targets. So you need to figure out who your audience is when you're building this email. And through your CRM tool and tagging, you'll be able to connect with them. And then part 2 will explain more about tagging and how you can make that a resourceful tool for yourself. It's one of the most powerful things you have that I think a lot of people might overlook, especially when it comes to building your audiences out. And is this a timed event? Are you trying to get people to purchase something? Let them know. Give them a time frame. Now through January. Now through February, take advantage of X, 50% off. Click here now. Let them know that they have time, but it's limited when it comes to those types of promotions because people get, it works off people's anxieties. The FOMO effect, the fear of missing out, right? So if they think they'll miss this deal, that it might never reappear again. You can play on those ideas, and those are some psychologies that you can add to marketing to really play into people buying from you. And then we'll start sending a campaign. Select your target audiences. We'll talk more about that in part 2. Create an effective headline. You want a headline that really, plays well, right? You don't want something that's just like, click here to find out more. No, we don't need clickbait. We want something that emotionally captivates people. We want something that can get people's eyes on something that makes them want to click an email. Think about any email that you've seen. What's made you click? Do you remember a specific email that you saw in your inbox that just made you go, I got to see what's in this? Think about that. That's what you want for your customers as well. So you could be straightforward with your campaign messaging, or you can get clever. And test your email. Send an email to yourself to test and make sure it looks good and all the links work. You don't want to send anything out there that's broken. And you want to make sure it looks beautiful and effective for you. Okay, let's jump in. Okay, so when you're logged into the back end of PhotoBiz, you'll be able to see everything is on this left menu bar. We're going to go all the way down to marketing. And we have a pre-existing one that we're going to take a look at to rebuild as well, but we're also going to start with a brand new one. So if you don't know how to build an email marketing campaign or anything like that, or don't have Photoshop, you can still build something within the actual PhotoBiz marketing tool. So let's show how that works. You click new when you want to start a new campaign, and you'll start with something blank, something simple. You also have these promotional ones that are already ready that you can pull from. You can take a look at them, see what they look like. You can sample each one, and you can always use these as a starting point. Maybe you like the color, maybe you like the layout of it. Everything's set up that way. Once you find the look that you're looking for, you can select it and then start building with that one. So maybe I want to select this one right here. I like this one right here for the senior session. So I'm going to click select. You can see that our PhotoBiz logo was already ready on the fly. It's pulling from the branding section. So you can already see that it's ready to be pulled in. And you can see what this looks live. Our logo's here. This information is already here. You switch it out with some type of image that you did yourself if you want. And, all the dialogue that you want to have written there. You can keep it as is and then drive them where you want them to go. If you want them to go reserve a session with you, you can click here and, make the option for them to click somewhere. So have that call to action and then all your social media at below. So this is already set up for you to quickly modify however you want to. If you want to drag and drop things, everything is easy to move. So boom. You maybe want to move this up higher. You can do that. And you can see how it changes things. Then you can modify other settings such as color, the buttons, social media icons, borders, and of course the colors again. So maybe you don't want a border on this. You can hit here, hit save changes. And you can see it removes the borders in there. Maybe you want different icons. Maybe you want these square dark ones for your social media channel. You can do that as well. And there it is. You can make any modification that you want till you get a desired look that you're looking for. Quick, fast, it's simple. You already have something ready to go. Once you get a desired look that you're looking for, you can go back, and then you can share this on your social media channels as a landing page. Maybe you just want this specifically to go to there. You can do that. You can embed this on a page if you want to, share it in a blog post, or email it directly to one person. But you can also send it when you're ready. When you're ready, you'll see you have this option to send it to all your contacts by type. By type is like, is this a customer that you've added to the tag of your CRM? Are they a lead or are they a vendor? Customers are people that you've already worked with. Leads will be people that you're hoping to turn into customers. And then vendors are like, any event vendor that you might work with if you have any of those specific tags in there. Or you could do specific tags. Specific tags like this are really incredible because you can go through here And you can see all types of customer types through this, specifically that you're looking for. Anything in general, like if you just want to connect to active customers that we have or anything like that, these are all specific to ones that can be generated. So it's really up to you what you're looking for, and then you can customize it. You can send it directly to specific emails if you know someone on the list, and just generally hit those people out. But if you like, specific tags, I'm just going to pick, something from, WPPI people from last year. There's 11 on this one. You can then exclude people if you need to. You can have no exclusions, or by type, if they're customers again, or by a tag, so maybe they're on a different list. You can keep looking at stuff until you find something you like, until you get a desired result. And you kind of keep mixing it up till you get something you want. It's really up to you. So I'm just going to select a few tags real quick so you can see what the next level is. So, you go here, and then you would change who it's from. If you're sending it from your business, we would send it from PhotoBiz. The email respondent, this is set up through our sales manager, John. So it would be from his email address, and then whatever the subject line would be put in here. And then you confirm that these people granted permission because they've signed up to your list somehow, and then you would hit send, and then they would get it. And that's basically how that goes. And you can test it before it sends out to see what it looks like. You can send it to yourself to make sure it's doing everything that you want it to do. So that's how you can send an email quickly. And you can see how quickly you can set up a beautiful template really quickly with all these types. So let's go back again. We're going to just build another one real quick again. Hit new. And maybe we're going to do one about weddings. We'll select this one. See what it looks like live. Already got this nice color. Everything's pretty much set up. We're going to change a few things about it real quick. Maybe we want to change the color of the background. We're going to go through here, click on this paintbrush. Going to make the social media icons minimal original. I'm going to put a thick border. We're going to make the border, we're going to make it kind of close to this color, but pop out just a touch. Maybe a little bit darker. Let's see what it does. When you do that, you can see what it does. Added this thick border around it. Just gave it some nice texture to it. Not bad, huh? And then, of course, you can change this image. You can change how the text is laid out. Maybe you want it centered instead of left justified. You can do that. Just highlight it, center it. You can make it fonts bigger if you want to. And basically, you can just keep manipulating this till you get desired looks that you like. And this is just using the template system. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you can build email campaigns all through like Photoshop files and using the live text, or just completely all being photo images that are kind of spliced up and buried in there. And I'm going to show you what that looks like by using one of our masterclass emails that we're sending out to people. So let's go ahead and take a look at this email right here. This one is going to, it's an offer email telling them about our masterclass. You can see what it looks like. Everything's clickable, and you can kind of go through it that way. It's a very cool looking email. Now, how did we get there? We started building this thing in Photoshop and Illustrator. For some people, you can use Illustrator files as well. So whatever you're most comfortable with. So if you really have a tack for design and stuff, you can utilize these pieces and then you cut them up into smaller chunks. And I'll show you how that looks like. We'll put this email back together. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, you'll see that here's the file. You can see it's just one long image, and then our designer went through and sliced up like every single section that you'll be able to see like a cut point for a file. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 9 to 10 major files that we're going to break out of this one single image for this campaign. And you can see everything's over here on the layers channel. But once you have the design that you want, save out each section the way you want it. And then you just bring it over to the builder itself. So let's jump over back to the builder. So we can see this masterclass offer right here. This is what we've made in Photoshop. And then you can see how it was broken out into many pieces. Each has its own section. So if I was going to replicate this again, let me show you how I would do it. Go back to the email builder. I'm just going to create a new. I'm going to start with a blank one. And then you can see this blank one has virtually nothing on it. There's just a few sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete most of these elements, because this email type is mostly just images. So let me show you how you would do that. So we're going to have, let's say, let me get rid of social as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll just say 8 for now. And if we need to add more, we will. So we'll start at the top. We'll go from there. So click on the image. You can place all these files in your clipboard, or you can drag and drop them directly on here. It's up to you. Drag and drop. There's our masterclass header. And then you just kind of keep doing this for each piece till you have it the way you want it. And just keep going down till you've rebuilt your Photoshop file directly in here. Simple as this, guys. And then just rearrange it to make sure it's in the right order that you need it to be in. You know, we'll bring this one, we'll drag it all the way back up to the top. And then just keep manipulating it. Till you get your desired look. Now, let's take a look at what this email built out to. This is the live one. And you can see that the background color is different from what was designed, but we'd go through and make those manipulated changes. So let's go through there real quick. We're going to make this color different. Let's make it more this orange color. So we're going to change the content color, or the accent color, I mean. It's got this gray, so we're going to change it more to this burnt orange. It's got a little gray in it. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. It's kind of got a pumpkin color to it. Let's see if there's any other ones that we want to manipulate. We'll go ahead and add more of this burnt color for the background, and accent colors, and anything else that you might want to adjust. You can see what it looks like now. And keep manipulating it till it gets to the desired look that you're looking for. I want to add a little bit more red to it. And there you go. And that's without the borders on and anything like that. Now, when you use borders on this style, it might change the effect. So let's take a look and see what it does. I'll probably put slices, a long line in between everything. So it makes it different. And you can add a little texture to that color if you want to. Maybe you want it to be, more of a brown, gray color surrounding it. You can do things like that. So it's really up to you on what you're trying to make the desired look to look like. And of course, let's see what it looks like with a thick border. There you go. So it's changed the feel of it. It's got a richer tone to it compared to just the more minimalized look on this one. But you can see they all have different results and they do different things. They feel richer in different experiences. So when someone sees this on a desktop, it's going to look different. It's going to feel like a different experience totally. And then you would go through and then you would add, if you want these parts to be clickable, you just go in here, click on the image, and then you would add any alt text that you want, or maybe you want to send them straight to a link. This is where I would add that information. So I want people to go there. So now when I refresh, you can see this is clickable. So when they click over, they'll go to the masterclass. And you can do that to all the places that you need things to be clickable at. Maybe we want this to go to the register page. I would go here and make sure that it goes to the registration page. So now when it goes, we'll refresh. And there we go. It goes to the registration page. Simple and fast. You can design very quickly, especially if you know how to do Photoshop. You can do a lot of unique things with it. You can make very powerful looking emails that are just richer. But if you aren't comfortable with building in Photoshop or Illustrator or any tool like that, we have those templates ready for you that can design just as efficiently and as beautifully. Just think about what you want the context to say at the end of the day. If you want to have live text, you can add all those features when you need to. Just make sure that you're conveying the message that you want your customers to get out of it. What is this promotion doing for you? For this one, we want people to know about our masterclass, and that is a 3-day event, and they can sign up and have multiple options to sign up. To save 50% on their first year, first month free, or we'll build it for you. And you can save $200 with no promo code required. So there's multiple options. Giving people options is what we did through this email. And you can have multiple points to make that effective. So then we would send this email out with our tags, who we want it to go to. After it sends out, this is where we would go through and track, see how a campaign did. Click on tracking. You can see email campaigns. You can run a search. And you can see, how many people we sent it to, about our masterclass program, how many people opened it, how many people unsubscribed, and how many people bounced. So it's really nice to be able to see all this types of information. You can see how it distills. We sent this to like 12,000 people, 2,500 people opened it, 116 people clicked on it, 71 unsubscribed, 22 bounced. Not too bad. And this one's just telling people about our event originally. So you can see all the types of details that are involved for each thing. So this is really cool, and you can really curate it to go directly to the specific type of people that you're wanting it to go to. And that's how you build an email through the email builder. You would want to sit here, you want to test things out. You can see on your home, on the dock, your latest email campaigns and who it went to, how many people opened and clicked and unsubscribed and bounced as well. So all this information will be here available for you to view right when you log in each time. But to get back to it, just click on marketing and you'll be able to navigate through all the other settings. Email builder, you'll be able to build new stuff, create new categories, and really see how you're building your email campaigns out. So let's jump into pop-up building. Next, we're going to start setting up our pop-ups and sticky banners, but let's talk about it a little bit. Pop-up. You want to pop up the right way. Pop-ups help drive sales. And the way they drive sales is by showing off and getting immediate attention right in front of your customer. So when they show up to a page, you make it last for a few moments, and then this pop-up will appear. Now, pop-ups used to have a negative idea back when, the early half of the internet, right? People would hate pop-ups. They would drive people mad. I know I experienced it too, but now people are using pop-ups in a more effective, planned way. Using timed, releases. So when it pops up, it's like, there you go. Here's a promotion, or here's my newsletter. Please take advantage of it. Versus immediately just driving you nuts by just popping up all over the place. You can use pop-ups to drive sales this way by, if people dive deeper into your website, if they're longer on pages, you can then have this pop-up appear. It's almost like a reward. Don't overuse them. They can push people away. Again, talk about the early half of the internet, 20 plus years ago. You remember you would go to a page and you would see like 3 or 4 pop-ups immediately. That would drive you nuts and immediately make you want to leave the website. So don't do that with your own. Also, wait to pop up. Research has said that over 70% of people who have a timed release pop-up that's longer than 5 to 10 seconds see more results, more click-throughs, more actual purchases. If it pops up immediately on the page, your first thing is kind of like swatting a fly away, right? It pops up, you just click X. If you give it some time and let the pop-up just kind of appear on the page as it goes, people are more effectively purchasing or doing that action you want the pop-up to do. It feels more rewarding, I believe, and I think that's what customers like. They're like, 20% off, sure, I'll take advantage of that. Place pop-ups on pages other than your home page. You don't always have to have it on your home page directly. You can have it on deeper pages, like your store page or maybe a gallery. If someone's looking through your gallery photos, and after 30 seconds of them looking at your work, all of a sudden a pop-up appears with saying, hey, get 20% off on your first session with me. That's a reward for not only you, because they might sign up directly from it, but for them, for even taking the chance to look at your work. Now they're being rewarded with an offer. So think about that way to promote yourself through different means other than just popping up directly on the homepage for them to get to do something. Make it rewarding. It doesn't have to be on every page too. I think a lot of people think, okay, well, I got to have this pop up here, I got to have it here, got to have it here. You can have pop-ups, different ones on different pages, but you don't have to have the same one on every page. And you don't have to have them on every page. Again, make it feel like they've searched for something and they found something. I mean, it's almost like having an Easter egg hunt, right? You want them to be able to find this hidden treasure of a pop-up on a page. And if it's there, it's rewarding for them, and then they can either get some type of promotion out of it, and then hopefully they'll sign up with you in some capacity, for a session or an event. But don't have it on every single page. That'll drive people crazy, having to click X constantly versus seeing the content on the page. Remember, your website's still the most effective tool. The pop-up should feel more as a elevated way to get people to see type of promotion that you want. And again, I keep talking about it, but make it feel like a reward. When people get there, if they search your pages and then it appears, how nice is it to be like you come across something? It feels like it's been curated directly for that customer. And that's really nice. It makes people feel like welcomed, but it also makes them feel special. And that's what every type of promotion you should build, make a customer feel. So let's jump right in and start making an effective pop-up banner. Okay, so you'll jump right back in. Okay, so on the left menu, you'll be in the marketing section again. Instead of the email builder this time, we're going to be in the pop-up builder section. You'll see that you have the ability to create categories, and then you also have the ability to create new ones. So we're going to just create a new one. So let's do that. And you'll see there's promotional bars at the top, but we're going to jump into pop-ups first. You'll see there's different layouts and styles already created that you can choose from as a starting point. let's start with a promotion first today. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one, this 20% off, because this is most likely what you're going to be using it for, is to get people on email lists, or also try to get them to, get an offer. Okay, so we have this image that's already there, has this blurb about 20% off, first purchase, and then any disclaimer text you want to add to it. So you can add description or anything like that that you want people to know about. I'm going to change this to 25 so you can see what it looks like. There we go, 25% off. Any information you want to add, and then we can add an image, form, and then some styling here. So let's go ahead and change the image to something that we've produced. So let's go ahead and do that. You'll see that you have this one already here, and you can change the focal point, delete. I'm going to remove this one. And then you can add from your clipboard. If you have something already here, you can pull stuff directly in, or you could just upload directly into it. So I'm just going to select one from our clipboard. Very cool picture. I love the color. Goes really nice with it. Now we can add other things too, such as a form. So maybe we're trying to create a newsletter form. Let's see what we have. Well, it doesn't look like we have anything. We just want to capture emails with. So let's create one real quick if you don't have it. Hit create. See what types of forms we have. And I want a newsletter sign up. How about that? Sign up for our newsletter. And then I'm going to add a tag here. And this is going to come back later. You'll learn more about this in part 2, but adding tags is vital. So I'm just going to say pop-up sign up newsletter. And I'm going to add that tag. Save changes. So we'll go back over. Next, I'm going to select newsletter sign up, hit save changes, and there you go. Sign up for our newsletter, and you'll get 25% off. And then we can send them some type of coupon code or something like that that they can put in, or maybe they do it when they come in to actually get their session. However you want to do that, you can set it up that way. And then all this information is right here, and then they can start putting that in. You can change the styling if you want. You can have an overlay effect, and what that does is when this pops up, is there going to be some type of color that pops up underneath this pop-up. I recommend having it on just because it makes this more of a focal point. And then you can choose the location of where the pop-up is at. Is it dead center, or is it kind of just around the frame of the browser? Center is going to get the most attention, obviously, so figure out how you want this to show up. If you want this to kind of be a sneak peek of just kind of when they're looking at a gallery, boom, this can kind of just come up in that way. So choose what you want. I'm just going to keep it center for now. And then this is where you can modify your colors. We have this nice rich color, kind of goes already well together, but I can show you what it looks like if you make some modifications real quick. Maybe we want to have more of a blue tone to it, and then we're going to downshift the form itself a little bit. Let's see what that does. You can see, even though it's changed a little bit, it still looks nice. And you can keep modifying it till you get a color you like. These girls are kind of wearing some pink tutus, so maybe I'd want to modify it to have a little bit of that pink color to it. And then for our form, I'll add a little bit of that as well, but maybe it's a little bit duller. And you just keep modifying till you get a result that you like. And there you go. And then I'll change this button as well. We're gonna, something goes with pink. We'll make it have like a blue button. How about that? Let's see what that looks like. There we go. And you can modify all these things. You can modify the text of how it's laid out, everything like that. So, and then you can modify the text itself. We have this nice clean font, but you can change the font to any type of font that you're looking for. And we have the font library that you can take a look at any time. But you can just kind of roll through, see if there's anything that you like, till you get a result that you're looking for. You just kind of mess around till you get a nice look that you really enjoy. I'm going to pick that. 25% off. There you go. Then you can mess with the text. Maybe it looks better when it's like this. Yeah. So there you go. And yeah, you keep tweaking until you get a desired look that you like. And when you're ready to publish, go up to the top corner here, hit publish. And then you can name your pop-up. We'll call this 25% off Jan 2021. So we know which one it was made for, when it was made. So we know where it's going to pop up. You can choose specific pages, all pages, specific page you want it to pop up on. Maybe we want this to pop up on our gallery or not display at all. You can even make these pop up in proofing. So if someone shows up in there, they're looking at your gallery, you can give them a coupon for just looking around at specific pages within your proofing. Now, this is one of the critical parts that I was talking about, when to show. You have options here from 0 to 30 seconds. They say the sweet spot's in between here, so you don't want something to load up right away. I think 5 seconds to 10 seconds is just as good. 5 seconds isn't that bad, and you'll see what it looks like when I get it ready to go. And then the frequency. How often do you want this to display? You'll be able to show it, only once, every day when that person shows up, every 7 days, so once a week, or at least once a month. And then you can choose the publish time. If it's publishing today, when it's going to expire, you can do all that type of stuff. So you can choose like, we're gonna publish on the 17th today, and then we're going to run it till the 28th of next month. And when you're ready, you hit publish. Now let's go test it out and see what it looks like on our page. Going to view our site. Now we had this to only trigger on our gallery page. So this is the page that we've built so far. I'm just going to go to the gallery. So I'm going to be looking at our images, looking at the content on the page, and surprise, here's that pop-up that we built. And it's shown up, and we've kind of been like offered something, and that was 5 seconds. Of course, you can make it go longer, up to 30 seconds if you want. If you really want them to examine deeper down in the page before they get the offer. But see how, if just 5 seconds was long enough to feel like, oh, okay, great. Now I have this offer in front of me, and I can choose what I want to do with it. I want to put this information in there. So I'm just going to put some dummy information in there, janedoe@gmail.com. And there we go. So now that information has been submitted. It's back of our CRM, and you'll see how that looks in part 2 of how effective this will go into your other marketing. Now that she's contacted us through this to sign up for our newsletters, you can offer her 25% off code, or when they come in for their first session, just know to knock off $25. But also, they've been tagged in the back of the CRM, so when you send follow-up emails, you'll be able to just tag people exclusively who signed up through this pop-up. So that's how you set those up for the pop-ups. Really fast and simple, really effective. So let's talk about sticky banners. Sticky banners are great for long-term promotions or notifications. If you have some type of summer-long event, you can have your banner on there all summer. It's great to have, and if that customer comes back reoccurringly, maybe they'll see it and eventually they'll take advantage of it. The nice thing about sticky banners are they're a great way to promote without taking up a lot of space, or they're there. So if you stick it to the bottom, the sticky banner at the bottom, the promotional banner will be noticeable but not disruptive. At the end of the day, it won't get in the way of the viewer's goal if they want to click through the menu and stuff like that, and it's there if they want to take advantage of it. If you stick it to the top, it gains attention right away because it might cover your menu. So think about that when you're putting those sticky banners together. How much is it actually covering? Now that's a great way to get in front of people's eyes, but it also can disrupt the actual flow of going through your website. So figure out what type of promotion you're wanting to do long term, what type of notification you want them to understand. Maybe you're going, you're down for this season or something like that, and that they can fill out a form for your next event. You can put that type of stuff on there just to let them know, like, hey, I'm not doing anything right now, but I'll pick up in the fall. click here to fill out this form so I can reach out to you. Now that we know about sticky banners, let's build one. Sticky banners live in the same area as the pop-up builder, so what I'd recommend is making a new category and just calling it stickies. Once you have that ready, again, same thing, click new. And then you can choose which type of promotional bar you want to start out with. There's one that's already for a first purchase, today only, or site maintenance. So you can pick whatever style you want to start with. I'm going to choose this one to start with. So you can see it's pretty simple. Got this purple tone to it. Nice font. Simple enough, and you can send it wherever you want to. If you want to link directly to contact form, if you want people to touch base with you, you can do that. But you can change what's going on, like let's see, let's just put something about close. How about that? Close this season. Contact me for fall sessions. And there we go. Close this season, contact me for fall sessions. So there you go. You can have something like that. And your button's already set. We have send message, or you can change whether you want to say book today, you know, and then lead them where you want them to go. Contact, or a book page if you have it, and you can add an additional button if you need one, but we're just going to stay with this simple one. Styling, you can choose where it's going to be at, if it's going to be at the top or bottom, and I'll show you what it looks like for both. We're just going to keep it on top for now, and then you can modify the color settings. Maybe we want this to pop out a little bit more, so maybe we'll just add a little bit more purple to it. We'll keep the white text, white icons, and I like the button text, so you can see it's got a little bit more pop to it now. You can keep the font as is or change it. I like the font how it is. And then you can add a little texture to it if you like. You can add your own custom background to this if you want to, but I like to use some of these textures that we have preset. So if you go down here to the geometrics, you can do some cool funky designs like this. So like if I wanted to do gold crescent, you can add that texture to it. Just make sure it doesn't make your text hard to read. Sometimes it works really well, like this one. This one looks pretty cool. Just adds a little fun texture to it, just to give it a little bit more flair to it. Once you have a desired look that you like, same as the pop-up, go in here, change the pop-up name whatever you want to. Fall Session Banner 2021. Where you want it to display. We're going to keep this on all pages for now. And the frequency, we're going to keep on every day. And we'll keep the same information there. So let's hit publish. Let's go back to our home. Now you can see that it's right here at the top. And now it's not for this style in the way of the menu, so that's really great. So it's right in front of me. Your eyes are drawn to it directly right away. And you can see when you click on it, it's going to take you directly to that page. And they have the option to click X on it if they want to. But it's right there. Now if I wanted to modify this, we could go back, change the styling, and put it on bottom. And then hit publish again. And now you can see it's at the bottom. Now you can see all the other links at the top now, so it's not covering up anything. And your eye's less drawn to it, but it's still visible. So it's there as a notification if you need it to be. So it's really up to you on how dramatic and drastic you want it to be. And you know, when they're coming to other pages or anything like that, if they haven't filled out that pop-up will pop up again. And you know, you'll be able to get more information. So you can have multiple things running at the same time. It's just really up to you. Just look at when your start dates and end dates are for things, and you can just keep rolling through. So that's how the pop-ups and the sticky banners really work. And that's it. You know, for part one, this is it for here. We're going to be taking a look at more things in part two, mostly about tagging and CRM tools and how that can make your strategy effective when you're sending out campaigns to make your work hit the right people versus spreading it too thin and hitting the wrong audiences. But if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I really love building with the email marketing tool and the marketing suite in the back end of the PhotoBiz platform. It's a really powerful resource that you have at your fingertips. You can always go back and watch this video and check out how I built these things. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. We want to make sure that you're making your marketing campaigns effective and powerful online. And we'll be right back with our part 2 next.